All right, good evening, everyone. We will go ahead and get started with our last Adulting 101 of the semester. So thank you for joining us. My name is Megan Woodward, and I serve as a coordinator in the Center for Student Engagement and coordinate all of the Adulting 101 programs. Tonight we have John Young and Sam Jackson with Alumni Affairs, and they are going to give you all great things about being a Vol for Life and how you can engage with their office. But before we do, just a quick housekeeping notes. You will have the opportunity to ask questions. You can do so via the chat box. Please just be conscious when you are asking those questions, no profanity or offensive language, but have your questions ready, stay engaged, and happy adulting. And then we do still have a few more programs left this week. We hope that you were able to check out the coloring party and Maya May, our comedian, yesterday. And then tomorrow we have our Student Organization Recognition Awards, so tune into that. And then Thursday we will have a virtual trivia, so a really good study break for you during exam week, and hope that you do amazingly on finals the next few weeks. For all of our events and programs, of course, you can follow at UTK CSE to find out more. I'm going to go ahead and turn everything over to Sam and John and let them introduce themselves and give you a little more background of what they do in alumni, and go ahead on with our presentation.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having us as a part of the Adulting 101 session again. I'm Sam Jackson. I'm an assistant director in the Office of Alumni Affairs, and I work with our Center for Student Alumni Programs. And I'll let John introduce himself as well.
Hey everyone, I'm John Young, Director of Alumni Chapters. I work with alumni across the country, place them in networks there.
Awesome. Well, we've got a presentation today. We also have a Kahoot. I think we've got a person who's probably going to be a winner on our Kahoot today, but that's totally cool. So we'll go ahead and get started now. So let me get my presentation pulled up here. Let's see if we can share the screen with everybody. Okay, I think I got this figured out. All right, let me get back up here to the start and we'll begin. Oops. Here we go. All right, so like Megan said, welcome to Vol for Life 2.0. We're going to talk a little bit about how you can stay connected as an alum or how you can be engaged as a student as well. So to get started, we'll go ahead and jump right into our Kahoot. And Taylor, I think you're on here, so feel free to play along, and I'll get the Kahoot link pulled up now. All right, can y'all see the Kahoot? Okay, awesome. All right. There's our Kahoot code. If everybody wants to play along, Megan, John, y'all are welcome to play as well. Taylor, we hope you'll join us.
Can't quite see that code. Do you mind reading it out?
Yeah, the code is 297-6911. 297-6911. And can y'all see the screen here? I'm just making sure y'all can see the.
Oh. And then Taylor, that PIN number again is 297-6911. I'll put it in the chat too.
Sam, it looks like it's loading, but I don't see anything other than.
You don't see anything? Okay, let me try to see if I can share the screen a little bit differently then. Oh, there's Taylor. Okay. Let's start. Let's do it this way. Let's see. Is that there for y'all now?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Since y'all are all in. All right. Here we go. All right, where is the Alumni Office located? That's right. So we're located in the old home next to Hodges Library, called the Tyson Alumni Center. It originally belonged to the Tyson family, and so that's where General Tyson and his family lived. And the house, if I'm not mistaken, was built in the 1880s. So really cool spot. It's where we host our tailgates. We have a lot of fun events there, and it's where all of our alumni offices are located. So John and I both work in that house. It's pretty cool. Awesome. John, I think you got an edge here. You work over there. All right. How many alumni and friends made a gift to UT last year? So how many donors did we have last year? Yep, 47,182. So that was a record year for us. That's a ton of people really giving their all for UT. So that includes our alumni donors. That includes people who just love UT. Faculty and staff give back as well. We had a record year of giving last year and this year for our family campaign. So that also includes students that give back as well. So we're very, very grateful to our donors and for the difference they make on our campus. All right, next question. Oh, Taylor's taking it up now. All right. All right. What is UT's senior gift campaign called? Yep. Awesome. So everybody got that right. Senior Impact is our senior giving campaign. It started in 1991, and it's kind of transitioned over the years, but seniors can give back to any area of campus that means the most to them, and they give back $20 in whatever their class year is. So, this year's $20.20. But it's a small way to give back to an area campus that's really meant the most to you and pave the way for future vols to succeed. All right. Taylor's on fire. Awesome. All right, next question. How many seniors made a gift to UT last year through Senior Impact? So 1,322 seniors committed to giving back to UT last year, which was awesome. And they've, gave to various different areas of campus, including clubs, organizations, their colleges, departments, kind of anywhere on campus you can give back to. And it's really awesome to have that many folks that give back each year. Awesome. Okay. Taylor's still leading us. That's great. Here we go. Question 5, what percentage of gifts made last year were less than $100? Yeah, so 65% of our gifts last year were under $100, which means a lot of people are making a big impact with, not necessarily a ton of money. And so it's awesome to see that folks are willing to give back what they have to a campus they love so very much. But yeah, a huge portion of folks are giving back to UT, and that's a big majority of our gifts there. All right. VFL coming back with the edge. All right, private support helped provide how many students with scholarships and financial aid last year? These are just the private support ones. Yeah, so 7,062 scholarships, students were provided with scholarships and financial aid through private support last year for our financial aid office. And so it's great to see that students are able to be benefited by the philanthropy of our amazing donors and our amazing alumni. So that's a ton of folks that their education is impacted by those folks. How many living alumni have graduated from UT? Yeah, so we currently have 250,000 living alumni from UT Knoxville. And so those are folks that are all over the world, all over the country, dispersed throughout Tennessee as well. And they are repping the orange and the white. All right, just a couple more questions. The Alumni Office only serves individuals that have graduated from UT. Correct. The answer is no. We obviously serve friends of the university. We obviously serve people who have graduated from the university, but we're also here to support our students, folks who may, be potential students to UT. We want to make sure that everybody has a great experience at UT and that they feel connected. And so that's one of the roles of our office is to help those folks feel connected and get them connected into the alumni network. All right. The Alumni Office offers numerous ways for me to stay involved with UT after graduation. Absolutely. We offer a ton of ways to stay involved after graduation, and we're going to talk a little bit more about those here in just a few minutes. But, it's not just like you walk across the stage and we're done. We want to stay connected with you. We want to make sure you have a great alumni experience. That's our whole role here. All right. Which of the following is not a way to stay connected to UT after graduation? Yeah, so I think that one's kind of obvious. Obviously, we definitely encourage you to update your contact info. All the other ways there: attending alumni tailgates, joining a chapter, and making a gift during Big Orange Give. Those are all great ways to stay connected to UT after graduation. But by updating your contact information, that helps us keep you informed of what's going on campus and ways you can stay involved, just like joining an alumni chapter. All right, and our final question, this one's a little more topical for right now. But as of today, how much money has been raised for the Student Emergency Fund? Yeah, so just checked the numbers a few minutes ago, and we're currently at 178,000, which is awesome. So that's our alumni, our donors, parents, students, friends of the university, all coming together to support our students during, this time of crisis. And so I think that just goes to show you that vol means more. It's more than it's a verb. It's not just a noun. It's definitely a verb. And I think everybody's coming together to rally around our students during this period of time. So let's see our total here. Let's look at the podium. All right, VFL winning out, or number 3, Taylor number 2, and Megan, congratulations. Looks like you have hit our number 1 spot, so that's awesome. Hopefully everybody learned a little something through this. So let me exit out of the screen here real quick, and we'll get back to our presentation. All right, and Taylor, if you don't mind, if you will put your email address in the chat, I will get in touch with you, and we'll get a prize over to you. We'll send you something in the mail, so you've got a little keepsake there. So let me get back to sharing the presentation. In just a second. All right. Here we go. All right. Well, thank y'all for playing along. Hope that was fun. Hope, like I said, hope everybody learned a little something. So, but we wanted to touch on what our office does, what our office offers. And so just to give you some background, our mission in the Office of Alumni Affairs is that the UT Knoxville Alumni Program will advance the university and enrich the lives of students by engaging alumni and friends. So we're going to talk to you about some ways that you can stay involved, you can stay engaged after graduation, after you've walked across the stage, you've conferred your degree, and some ways that you can be engaged as a student right now as well. All right, so we live by a motto of be proud, be involved, be invested. And we're going to kind of break down our presentation today in those three aspects. And so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about ways you can be involved as a student, be proud as a student and an alum. You can be involved as a student and alum and invested. And so we'll jump right into it. So how can you be proud in UT? Well, one great way, we have this awesome shade of orange that a lot of other schools don't have, and so it really stands out. So no matter where you are or where you're at, we hope that you will wear orange and wear it proudly. It is a special shade, and I've been as far as California before, far away from Tennessee, and we'll go big orange or go Vols, just because I'm wearing orange walking down the street. And so that's pretty cool to know that we have this brand recognition that's out there and folks are proud of that orange. So definitely, take part. Just because you're off campus and you've graduated doesn't mean you can't take part in Big Orange Friday. We do encourage you to wear your orange every Friday. Follow our UT alumni social media accounts. We post a lot of different things on our social media accounts, and we've got a great communications team that really tries to keep our students and our alumni informed of what's going on campus. They do great competitions, and sometimes folks even win tickets to sporting events and different UT alumni prizes. So it's a great way to stay involved that way as well. But beyond that, you should also, we hope that you'll post about the great things that are happening at UT. We want you to help us share, the story of UT and the great things that are going on here. So, put your spin on it, help folks outside of UT understand what's going on and the great things that are happening. And then also, just share your UT experience. It doesn't necessarily have to be on social media, but, if you know of somebody who would benefit from a UT experience, sharing that with them and helping them understand why UT is a great place to get education. That's also a great way to be proud of UT. All right, moving on. So how can you be involved as a student? So we have a ton of great events in our office that students can be involved with. We just had our Heart UT Week where we celebrated the last week of classes. It's more virtual this year. It's the time in which we are really proud of everything UT. And so we really try to share that love of UT during that time. Our Student Alumni Associates is a great way to get involved as well. They're our student organization. That's 50 years old this year. And so we've celebrated 50 years of SAA. And so they are kind of like our bridge between alumni and students. They help host events. They help volunteer at alumni programs. And so they're a great group of students that really help spread the message of what it means to be a Vol for Life. And then there's a list there of several other events. Welcome Wednesday is a great time to come by and get free breakfast at the Tyson Alumni Center. We range from between 800 to 1,000 students on a Wednesday will come by between 8 and noon and grab breakfast. And it's just a wonderful time to get to know our office. We try to theme it out differently each week, each month. So we do it the first Wednesday of every month. And so, we hope you'll stop by the Tyson Alumni Center and grab breakfast when we're all back on campus and things are back to normal. We celebrate Grateful Vol Day to celebrate all of the wonderful things that our donors do for our campus and our experience at UT. So we actually invite students to come and write thank you notes to our donors to just share their appreciation of what they're doing for our campus and just share, the success that they're having because of what our donors are doing. And so for doing that, we give students t-shirts that they can proudly wear that says, I'm a Grateful Vol. And that's a really fun day, and it goes very quick, and we have a lot of students come and write several notes to our great alumni and donors, so we're very thankful for that. And then We've talked a little about senior impact already, but Get the Scoop on Philanthropy is a great way to come and learn about what our donors are doing. So it's more of a trivia-based game, and you get to scoop ice cream, which is always fun. We try to do that usually in August and in the spring as well. So those are some awesome ways to get involved. Just to kind of give you some pictures and some images of what these different events look like. We had an ice cream truck for Get the Scoop on Philanthropy last year, and so this year we actually had an ice cream freezer come out, and so that was kind of neat. But students seem to really enjoy it, and there's a lot of aha moments where students, realize what our alumni and donors are doing for our campus that they may not have realized in the past. Some images from Grateful Ball Day. Again, that's a great time to just thank our donors, and we're so grateful for everything that they're helping our campus achieve and our students achieve through their philanthropic support. Big Orange Give Week, that's another huge week for us. This past year we raised over $2.25 million. That was our goal in a 24-hour period, and so during that week, we do a class cab where students can come and play trivia and learn more about Big Orange Give Week. We do a live thermometer on the day of. We do a lot of signage, and then we celebrate on the day following to just thank our donors again. You see that sign there that says "You Big Orange Give, so I can," and students can share why, what that support is doing for their experience at UT. Here's some pictures from I Heart UT Week in the past. Again, like I said, we've gone virtual this year with our events. This is what I Heart UT Week normally looks like. We do a Thanks for Tanks event, again, to show our gratitude to our donors, and folks get a tank top. We do last day lunch during that period of time. So several fun events that are associated with I Heart UT Week, and again, a great way to stay involved. So I'm going to turn it over to John now and let him talk a little bit about what it means to be involved as an alum. He's going to touch on some of these points here.
Thanks, Sam. Yeah, so as you may or may not know, you will soon find out the Big Orange family is large, and we cover across the country and across the world. So just talk a little bit about some of the ways you all can be involved, and feel free to add any questions in the chat. So alumni chapters, we have about 58 alumni chapters and area reps in cities across the country. They go from Seattle to San Diego to Miami, all the way up to New York and everywhere in between. Alumni chapters are a great way in place for you to network with other people, young alumni, old alumni, people with graduate degrees, et cetera. And they provide a lot of different programs during the year based on philanthropy, community service, athletics, watch parties, you name it. They also help, as you can see, raise scholarships for students attending UT from that area. That's been a big focus of ours in helping our alumni to recruit students and be a key resource for us in areas where we might not know about students. And then serving in our community service and that volunteer spirit throughout the year is something that's important for chapters as well. So whether that's recruiting students through Call-a-Vol or Write-a-Vol, which are programs that you may be familiar with, where we write letters, handwritten notes to students to congratulate them on getting into UT and welcoming them to the Big Orange family, or if that's doing community service in their areas during our Volunteering with the Vols Day of Service, which will potentially go virtual this year, but it's a great way for us to get back out in the communities and serve those communities in which we live with other alumni and with prospective students. So those are just a few things that chapters do, but I'm sure they would love to welcome you to the city wherever you graduate and come to. Other ways to be involved are special interest and diversity councils. So each of these affinities that you see listed below have councils of alumni and friends that represent them, and so they work hard to make sure to stay engaged with our students in those different affinities, and also to raise scholarships for those students as well. So just another opportunity for alumni who have interest in those areas to get involved and help those causes. And then the Young Alumni Programming. Young Alumni Programming is a fun one. It's one that you all will definitely want to be involved in, having graduated. I think I just ran out of my young alumni status this year, which is kind of sad. But it's a great way to stay involved and meet young people in Knoxville and across the city, across the states, in major cities. They have several social events that are fun in the fall. I know that Megan has attended several of those in the past, and they're always fun. They have a opportunity to come back on campus for the Orange and White Weekend, which we would have had this spring. And it's really just a fun way to keep young families and young alumni involved with the university. There's a council that runs, the Young Alumni Council runs kind of the ideas behind what those programs look like for young alumni, whether that's here or out of the city, out of Knoxville. And so those council members meet twice a year on campus or virtually this year to discuss kind of what they want to do for young alumni programming in the future based off of the things listed below. So that could be social, networking, student recruitment, and even volunteering. I will let you know that it's a great opportunity to be involved with the Young Alumni Council. It's a 3-year commitment, but it's a great way to network and kind of be a thought leader for alumni in your demographic for those next couple of years. The applications have gone live for that, and the application deadline for the Young Alumni Council is May the 29th, and we can be sure to send out the link as a follow-up or maybe in the chat if anybody's interested. Sam, you're on.
Oh, the pains of technology. I was muted. Thank you, John. Appreciate you giving us that information about ways for folks to stay involved. And like John said, your chapters want to get to know you and they want to meet you where you are. And so that's the great thing about, our chapters is that, they are where you are. And so hopefully you can get involved with one of them, wherever you're at. And so the last piece of our presentation really is be invested. And so what does that mean? Usually when you think be invested, you think monetary. And so that's not necessarily the case. You can be invested in UT in several different levels. And so I think the big one is really living out the volunteer spirit, really bear the torch for others and show, that we are a place that produces great volunteers in noun and verb in what they're doing out in the world. And so represent UT well, volunteer when you can and give back to your community when you can. Vol Starter is a great way. Vol Starter is kind of like our crowd funding campaign site that we use. And so there's various campaigns in there every year and each semester. And so it's a great way to give back to unique campaigns at UT. It could be a class project. It could even be something like the Student Emergency Fund, which is where it's currently housed right now. Our Student Emergency Fund is there at Vol Starter. And so you can go on there at any time and check out the projects that are going on and see great ways to give back to UT. Big Orange Give, like I've talked about a little bit already, is another great way to give back. It's our day of giving where we set a goal, and again, last year's goal in honor of our 225th anniversary of being a university was $2.25 million. And our alumni and friends helped us blow that number out of the water, and students helped as well. And so it's always great to see that when Big Orange Give comes around, because it's really our community at its best coming together to support the programs and the initiatives that our university continues to put on. Senior Impact is a great way for students to make their first impact back to UT. And so they can make their first gift through the Senior Impact campaign. Again, it's a great way to give to any area of campus that's meant the most to you. And, you honor your graduation year with a gift of $20 and X cents, whatever your graduation year is. And then, again, even though it's been listed in other things, I think updating your contact info is another great way to be invested because, we want to have a very engaged and active alumni base. And so for you to be invested in our community and in your volunteer community, updating your contact information is a great way to do that as well. So let's see here. All right, so for those of you with us, we won't necessarily take the full time, but we'll kind of use this as a quick bump. You know, as an activity for maybe later, or even as you get ready to wind down the semester or your time at UT, you know, think back on and write a letter to your future self about the great experiences that you had at UT. I know right now is probably one of those unprecedented and challenging times, you know, that we're all kind of in this together. But, you know, I think it's really interesting when we reflect on these things that are happening and reflect on, you know, the good and the challenging times. And so right now, you know, there's a lot of good that's probably coming out of, you know, this time right now. We're learning a lot. We're learning to be more flexible. And this is an experience that will stay with us forever. But we hope that you will, you know, reflect on those things and maybe write yourself a letter that you can maybe open, you know, in 5 or 10 years or even next year, and, you know, think back on the things that, you know, the way life was as you were getting ready to graduate or as you were getting ready to finish your, you know, semester at UT, and, you know, reflect on those friends, the opportunities, the challenges, and the memories made. I think that's always a fun activity, and that's something that a teacher challenged me to do several years ago when I was still in school. And so, you know, I think it's a great activity to just self-reflect on our experiences, especially right now. So take time to do that, and, you know, make sure you don't lose it. Maybe even send yourself an email. That might be a great way to do it as well. But just reflect on those great times. So that is it for us. I guess we can, if you have any questions, or John, if there's anything that you would like to add, we've got time to do that now. Or Megan, if you've got any questions, or Taylor, we're happy to answer those now.
And Taylor, if you do have questions, you should be able to unmute yourself if you just want to ask it outside of the chat box too. So feel free.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Where do we go to find where the nearest alumni chapter would be to us?
Yeah, so if you go on the website, it's our website, I'll put it in the chat, is alumni.utk.edu. And on the left-hand side, you'll see a banner for chapters, and there's a Find Your Chapter feature in there. So you can just do a drop down and look. So if you're moving to Charlotte, where are you moving to?
Well, I mean, it's still kind of up in the air. So I'm just thinking ahead of time.
Sure. Yeah, so if you know or if you don't know, I'm happy to either talk with you more outside of this, or you can go to the website and look for cities on the drop down. If there's not a drop down city available, it probably means that there's not a current chapter there, but that doesn't mean that we can't connect you with some alumni. So feel free to email me. I just put it in the chat. I'd be happy to discuss any other questions or ideas if you find out where you're going.
Okay. One other question. I know just because of the current climate, what's a good way to stay involved that maybe doesn't involve donating money? Not to sound cheap or anything.
I think a great way to stay involved would be to, like Sam said earlier, follow us on social media. We're doing a lot virtually and on social just to kind of keep engaged with alumni and even students. And so following us on social and maybe even sharing some of the points of pride that our office puts out, sharing that on your social media platforms, or, you know, retweeting or whatever it might be. And that's a great way for you to kind of shine your light as a volunteer, but not necessarily having to give money back immediately. We know that that can be challenging, not just now. And so don't want that to be the only focus, but that could be one way.
I would even add to that and just say, continue to wear your orange on Fridays. Even though we're not on campus, that doesn't mean that you still can't wear that orange. I know I always love when I'm not on campus on Fridays, I still make an effort to wear orange, especially when I'm traveling, because like Sam said, you will see all kinds of people out and about supporting the Vols wearing that orange. And it's that sense of community, and it brings us closer together, especially now during these times. I know I failed to wear my orange today, but I typically have quite a bit of it. So continue to do that and just bring that volunteer spirit.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Taylor.
Thank you,
Congratulations
Taylor.
on upcoming graduation.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that about does it for us. Thank you so much for having us again, Megan. We really appreciate it. And Taylor, thanks for being with us as well. And for those that are watching this recorded, we really wish you the best in this time and through your UT experience. And yeah, so please be sure to reach out to us if we can ever answer any questions for you.
Thank you again, Sam and John, for joining us for this Fall for Life 2.0 session. I'm always excited to partner with y'all and hope to see you back on campus soon. Best of luck on finals and graduation and all of the celebratory things that are happening very soon. We love y'all. Go Vols, go Big Orange, and hope to see y'all soon.
Balls.
Cabal's.